call me baby driver. Once I'm on a pair of wheels, hit the road and I'm gone. I wonder how your engines feel. Scoot down the road, what's my number? I wonder how your engines feel. Shine a light.
Hi everyone, this is Red Spotlight Entertainment. I am Alexis Soto and this is Peter Martinez. And we would be doing a review of Cars 3 if the people of this network weren't so anti-Pixar as if it was a cult. So because of that,
luckily we saw a good
better
movie.
Cars movie.
A good movie.
So literally it was a better Cars movie than Cars 3 would have been, but still some of us actually see it as a legitimate movie studio, unlike some people in this network. So, not me, clearly somebody here who I am pointing to directly. But we did see a new film by Edgar Wright called Baby Driver, starring Ansel Elgort. Other people, John Hamm, Jamie Foxx, Kevin Spacey,
One of
Lily
them
James.
you worship at their feet.
I don't believe President Trump was in this film, so I don't know what
Kevin
you're
Spacey.
talking about. Anyway,
my
we saw
president.
Baby Driver, which opens this week, the same week as Despicable Me 3. So, good luck there at the box office. First, we're going to get into a general impressions discussion, like what we thought of the film initially, not giving any plot threads away. That'll be for maybe 5 to 10 minutes or so, depending on how much it takes for us to do, whether we liked it or not. And then afterwards, we're going to get into a spoiler-filled discussion. At that point, we will let you know, so if you want to see the film first, you can go ahead and do that and then come back. That's how a proper host navigates how to do a non-spoiler and spoiler thing. Because he ain't no host. Peter, start us off.
I liked the movie. It was very good.
Go on.
I really enjoyed this film. I thought it was really great. Its use of music was
Masterful.
Well, I'll just put this right. The directing was masterful, but this director has always been a masterful director. His previous, I think, 4 films, which was the Cornetto trilogy and then Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Love them. Freaking love them to death. This one is, he's one of the best directors working right now, Edgar Wright. He directed it so well. All the actors did an amazing job. They spent a lot more time, like, with just conversations with the characters than I thought they would, which was great, because everyone brought it. All the characters were just a lot of fun, endlessly entertaining. This was more of a crime film than I thought.
A heist movie, you say?
Sort of a heist movie, but not to get into spoilers yet, but yeah, it was heist.
So what you're saying is this was his
crime size heist. Why open up old wounds?
Because it's fun.
Yeah, the use of music was masterful. When I had heard about the film and the way that they were going to do things, I thought audiences, it might be off-putting to audiences because they might feel like, oh, they're copying Guardians of the Galaxy in the way that they use a lot of...
Really? People
that was my fear.
Okay.
But
that was Suicide Squad, though.
That was Suicide Squad. The way they use music here is very different. A lot of different kinds of music, and I turned to you and I said this almost like a musical.
Oh.
In the ways that it's used, and it's really great. It's just a fun as shit film. Honestly, at the end of the day, there was a couple of twists in the film, not big ones, but I was like, oh, okay. It was enough to keep me on the edge of my seat, not knowing what's going to happen up until the very end. I would have one complaint, and it's just that, especially looking...
That I mean it's you, though.
Yeah, it's me. Especially looking back at every other film he's made, these were the least dynamic characters, especially compared to his other films, especially for the leads. The leads were pretty one-note. not in a bad way, because again, I think both the actors did a great job, and they were very entertaining and all of that. But it was more of like, he's the good old guy, baby, and she's the good old gal, Deborah, or was that her name?
Deborah.
Yeah. And it wasn't much more to them than that. And I would have liked a little bit more. But other than that, I don't know, it's funny as shit. It's the best film you're going to see, not all year, still Logan. But it's one of the best of the year for me, from what I've seen so far.
I would agree, probably 100%. I think this film is outstanding. I really do. I will say right now that this will be a film people will be talking about 25 years from now. I think this was refreshing, and this was memorable, first of all.
Have you seen any of his other
films? I haven't, so I
you
can't
need to get on that.
No, I won't. I won't be dictated to you by what I say. I have some, boundaries here. But I will say, though, this film is outrageously entertaining from beginning to end. And the use of music here, I will say, if not rivals or maybe supersedes any of the Guardians films and what they do with music. Like,
I think the way they use it is better.
Yeah. I love how the Guardians films use music. But this film, it's like Edgar Wright was like, well, let me show you how it's really done here.
Yeah.
And let's not be like, why he calls it a musical. The music is through and through the film, and we'll get into that right now. That all the performances were terrific, and it's just a ride, literally, literally. It's a ride from beginning to end, and it's one of those films that really grabbed me and it never really let me go. So, yeah, go see this movie. It's great. Are we good with general impressions there?
Yeah.
All right, then. Let's get into spoilers. We don't have an actual, banner to say spoilers. There's some pretentious people out there. But we will just say to you spoilers. Please, Peter, go ahead and start with your...
My what?
With your spoiler thoughts of the film. So, I'll start with the music, because we've already talked about that right now. There's literally a song playing in every scene of the film.
Yeah.
Literally, maybe one or two scenes where there's no music playing. But music really drives the main character, and literally everything.
You know what I was thinking? The beginning reminded me of Suicide Squad. Like, how like a song plays, and then another song plays, and then another song plays.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is the difference between doing the same thing.
This
but
is the reverse
bullshit,
Suicide Squad.
And yeah, it's like the reverse Suicide.
That's what I was thinking. It's like
music with a purpose.
Yeah.
And like. There's especially in that first scene when Baby's going to get, the coffee. The first time he goes to get the coffee, and then he comes back, like the words he's singing are written in graffiti behind him, and a lot of the editing is done in tune to the music, and a lot of the things they say is in tune. Like, I love that tequila action sing.
That's right. Yeah.
And I mean, whenever I think of like amazing directors, I always think of films with directors where I just sit back and think, how the hell did they even begin to do shit like that? I don't, like, it must have taken so much freaking time to like coordinate and stuff like that. And it's like a thing that would happen in one scene of a film, but it's throughout the entire film. The second a song stops, another one starts, and then so on and so forth. But again, there's a reason, because he's always listening to music, and the second, he pulls his earbuds out, the music stops.
By the way, amazing opening sequence.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
and
great.
The music here drives the plot forward, 100%. But yeah, I was thinking that as well when as soon as it became apparent there was a song in every scene, I was like, in my mind, man, Suicide Squad wished it could be this.
Yeah.
It really was trying to go for that. Of course, that was not what happened.
But just like the subtleties, and this isn't a very complex film, but it's worth watching twice. Not just because it's very entertaining, but the subtleties in the music. Like you catch on a lot of the music informs what's actually happening in the story or in the scene, and the different ways through the editing and through the movement. It's great. The way they incorporate the music with the scene and the movie as a whole.
And speaking of Baby, though, what do you think of him? Ansel Elgort was great, I'd say.
I thought he was You thought he was really good. It seems, you know what it seemed like? It seemed like a role that would go to a slightly younger Ryan Gosling, which is funny because he also came out on that movie
Drive. Yeah, I was like...
no, but I thought he was, let me put it this way, he was the least interesting part of the film to me.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Come on.
That I don't consider that a negative, though.
Really?
I just think that everyone else was just so much more interesting to me.
They were more one note.
I don't think so.
Which ones were more interesting? Don't tell me Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx was so much fun. When he was entertaining as shit.
When he got stabbed, I wanted to stand up and applaud.
You don't like Jamie Foxx?
No, he was great in this movie.
Okay.
It's just that his character was just awful.
Well, yeah, he was awful.
Right.
But like John Hamm was amazing, and you know, he comes off as the more like the nicer ones of them, and the way they slowly turn, and his Bonnie and Clyde thing with his wife. It's definitely something that's kind of one note, but there's a little bit more to them than that. And I felt like even the Kevin Spacey was great. Kevin Spacey's always great, but there's a little more to him than that. Like when I saw the trailers for the film, this is what I assumed was going to happen. Like they said he was out, and then he's going to call him back for a job. And then he just doesn't show up the next day for the job. He leaves with the girl, and now he sends all his goons, and then Kevin Spacey's going to be the main bad guy. And they really didn't do that. It was Kevin Spacey turned out to be the cool guy in the end.
Yeah.
Again, it's some layers there, you know, something that you wouldn't suspect. From the very beginning, what I thought his character was going to be was what he was. You know, it's just like he's just a good guy in a bad situation.
Right.
And again, it's not bad. It's just I feel everyone else had more going on.
Apparently, we have 4 minutes to the camera dies. You know, somebody should have done their job and actually charged this damn thing. But no. Well, yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. For me, my main interest was transfixed with Ansel Elgort and with Lily James. I thought that their chemistry was great.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not really much in this to kind of nitpick, though, because it is, I would say, a great movie. I think it's a great ride, and I think...
like I said, my only, like, real sort of negative, I would say, is just it was... The characters were slightly one note.
Okay. And I see that.
Yeah. But again, at the end of the day, that's not even that big of a negative, especially compared to what kind of film it is. It's an entertaining heist film.
It definitely is.
And it's I don't know, I loved it. I was entertained throughout. All the characters were entertaining. It was directed masterfully. It was written masterfully. A lot of the jokes got to me. I thought they were funny.
Oh yeah.
The Michael Myers.
That was great.
I knew it was gonna get to you. The Monsters Inc. thing.
That was funny. I didn't see that coming, but it was great.
I don't know. There's not many negatives I can really pull apart. It was a great film. Yeah. Entertaining as shit. Go watch it.
Go watch it. Anything else?
No, that's good.
Well, this was a rather short Afterdark that most people are accustomed to, but I think we pulled it off just fine. How about you?
Well, since I'm considered the most negative person in the world, you know, from you and Kyle, are you surprised that I'm not here with a 10-minute
I'm actually
list?
surprised you're not more in love with it.
Really? I feel like I'm very much in love with it. I
Great.
I really liked
Because
it.
I love this movie. It was great.
I did too.
Wonderful. That's good.
Wonderful.
Don't forget to check out more of our other projects on Red Spotlight. We have a lot of audio commentaries, if we ever get to them, coming out pretty soon.
Suicide Squad.
Yes,
coming
Suicide
very
Squad
soon.
and Batman v Superman are the top priority, as well as a couple of audio commentaries for the Spider-Man films that will be out before Spider-Man Homecoming, and we have Afterdarks on Spider-Man Homecoming, War for the Planet of the Apes, and many, many more films this summer. Stick it right here for Red Spotlight Entertainment, and because nobody charged the camera, apparently, we have to leave you now. So, thank you very much. Bye-bye.